right. So how I look?
Yeah, you look good.
Let me stop.
I forgot my hat today. I usually wear a hat.
You do, huh? Well, I got a couple in my car.
That's okay.
I got a couple of new ones. I should have brought one in for you. I got a couple because for my band.
Oh, yeah.
I have my band hats. I got some T-shirts. I'll give you one of each.
Okay.
When I get ready to leave.
Okay.
You
Cool.
know, you may not ever wear them, but
I'll take them. Hey, I'll hang it up on the wall.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll get it in these shots.
Nobody will know. People be like, "What the heck is the West Coast Groove Band?"
All right, man.
So how's that?
Perfect. You can bring it a little lower, just right here, so it's not covering your face too much. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's the camera, but no pressure. Again, we're not live. We're just kind of hanging out.
Kind of hanging out.
Kind of hanging out.
I see you comfortable. Yeah, I can't cross my leg like that.
You got to do some yoga, man.
Man, you know what? I'm 73 years old, man. I probably need some yoga. I had acupuncture.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, no way.
And, man, my voice, we were doing this show up at the Dewdrop Inn.
Yeah.
And we had 2 nights. And
really?
The way I sing, I put it all out there. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a finesse singer.
Right.
You know, even though that was the name of one of my bands, was Finesse. But I'm like a Otis Redding kind of guy, Wilson Pickett or somebody.
Gotcha.
And I don't have a lot of range.
Yeah.
But
so how did the acupuncture affect your
man,
singing?
I'm telling you, I lost my voice on Friday, and I had to go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
The next day, and I happened to be passing by this acupuncturist.
Yeah.
And somebody had told me that acupuncture would help.
Yeah.
Man, I went in there and she stuck needles in my back and then in my legs. Man, when I came out of the after hour, I was sad. And the guys was like, "Man, Raymond, what happened to you?" Because they knew that my voice was like, what am I going to do on Saturday night?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but the people paid us good, and they paid us ahead of time.
Yeah.
When I went in the door, I told them, with my band, I got to pay them.
Yeah.
So they'll be happy. So when they walk in the door, I'm able to give them their money.
Yeah. So that was your first time doing acupuncture?
Yeah. Well, this was, but no, the first time. This was the last time. I did it once a long time ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is super big into yoga. She goes every morning. Makes me feel like a lazy person, but she gets up at 4:30 in the morning. She goes to yoga every morning. It's great.
It's okay to feel like a lazy person.
I appreciate that, yeah.
Yeah. That dichotomy, it holds up. Yeah. She does yoga. She'll keep you lazy, and you keep doing what you're doing. You know.
Yeah. All right. So, Raymond Coats.
That's me.
So,
how you doing?
I'm good.
Christian.
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Welcome to the show.
Well, pleased to meet you.
So, how long have you been playing music?
I've been playing music since maybe 40 years.
Okay.
You know.
So singing for 40 years.
I've been singing longer than that.
Oh, okay.
I started professionally singing when I was 12.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Was that for like a church or something?
Well, I started earlier than that in the church.
Okay.
I was like 6.
Okay.
And so I sung in the church till I still sing in the church. And but we had a church group called the Columbia Heights Singers.
Okay.
And we used to sing because the church was a cappella.
Right.
No instrumental music. And so I did that till I was full-time till I was like 30, 33.
Wow, okay. Then they paid you for that?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we went around the world raising money
cool.
for this college called Southwestern Christian College.
Okay. So, Southwestern Christian College, where's that?
It's in Terrell, Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that where you're from?
No, actually, I'm from San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how'd you get hooked up with them?
Was a part of the church. The Church of Christ is part of their
Oh, okay.
training. They train.
So that's their college, but their churches are spread out throughout.
Exactly.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, let me just make sure this camera's working. I'm worried about it.
Okay. You remind me of my old keyboard player.
What's that? How does that?
We'd be on stage and he'll leave the stage and go fix his keyboards and stuff.
Gotta make sure it's working, man.
We couldn't do video.
Oh,
because,
really?
yeah, every time we do a video, we see Ron walk off the stage and he'd go around and he'd adjust his little knob.
You don't. You don't want to
get another keyboard player.
You don't want to miss your footage, man.
Well, if you can help it,
gotta get that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you were singing for this college through a church, right? Trying to raise. So where'd you go from there?
Well, I was 12 years old when one Sunday I came outside of the church and there was these 4 young guys who were like my age, 12, 13,
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
And they had a little a cappella group.
Okay.
I didn't know it at the time, but they was like, man, come on, Coach, man, we can ready to go rehearse down at the house.
Yeah.
You need to come sing bass for us. So
Okay.
I went to see what they were doing, and they sounded good.
Yeah.
The youngsters, so then I went and started singing, like doing talent shows in the neighborhood, gyms, and all that.
Yeah. Did you always, were you, so that's when you started doing solo stuff around that time?
I didn't do any solo. Okay. I was like mostly background singing. They had a couple of lead singers.
Gotcha. And
they just needed somebody here we all work on. Somebody needs somebody to do that kind of thing.
It's all about that bass.
All about that bass, man. Keeping that tempo, because we didn't have drums or anything like that. We were a cappella group, too.
That's cool. Did you guys have somebody doing like beats with their mouth or anything, or was it just like traditional choir?
No, it was traditional barbershop harmony.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay. So from there, when did you start? So how many bands have you been in so far?
About 5.
About 5.
Yeah, about 5.
Okay.
We lasted. The bands I was in lasted quite a while.
Good.
And actually, with the Performers, which was the a cappella group, we actually got a band at one point.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't want to get one, but we were doing this. We were opening up for Sly Stone, and
So you're doing a cappella with a band behind you, or there was a couple of you guys, and there was a.
No, we were singing on stage, and this guy played the drums, and he just got up on stage, started playing the drum, and before you know it, there was a guy playing the guitar, and they didn't last with us long. They were just there to perform themselves with other bands.
Right.
And they just did that with us for about 6 songs. It was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was Jimi Hendrix,
During that time.
Yeah. Buddy Miles, you don't know Buddy Miles. He was a heck of a drummer. He used 2 kick drums.
Oh, okay.
And he was bass. Jimi Hendrix's drummer.
Yeah.
And,
the double bass. Yeah, that was a rather new invention.
He was the only one did it.
Yeah.
At that time, Yeah,
that's fancy, man.
Yeah. And he was one of the best.
Yeah, so you've seen Hendrix live?
Well, Hendrix actually was on the show.
He came in and you played around him, or
his band was on the show, was part of the show. It was Hendrix, Sly Stone, Family Stone. They were part of the show. We were just kind of like opening act.
Yeah. So it was like a festival of some sort?
No, it was in a place called Fillmore West.
Okay.
In San Francisco. It was indoor.
So did you get an opportunity to kind of hang out with Hendrix a little bit?
Well, we did. We all hung out because they were on Hippie Hill.
Okay.
In San Francisco. It was a little in Golden Gate Park. It was where all of the
awesome.
all of the the hippies hung out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they was doing a lot of, they were just there in San Francisco.
So backstage hanging out. So they were doing their thing. So you came more from a Christian background. So did you kind of you were kind of around it and singing, but kind of staying distant from all that? Is that what you're saying, or?
Well, we were doing a different thing. We were a cappella.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the same as what they were doing.
Right.
They were doing original music.
Right.
We were doing covers,
Yeah.
Temptation covered, Four Top, that kind of thing.
Right.
So we were around. Sly Stone lived over the hill from me.
Okay.
So they used to practice in the garage. Jefferson Airplane. You don't know about them either.
We're gonna have to have a listening session after this.
They would. They started in a little garage. So it was a lot of bands.
Okay.
Around.
Yeah, it's San Francisco area.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It still is. So, well, I guess what made you move to Sacramento? Was that where you went from San Francisco to Sacramento, or what?
I got married.
Ah.
To a girl that lived up here in Sacramento.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what made me move to Sacramento.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It did it. For sure.
How'd you meet her?
At a show.
Oh,
actually,
sure.
no. Actually, I met her. I used to be an Uber driver.
Oh, okay.
And I picked her up one day and never tried to talk to her.
Okay.
But she was talking to me about her life, and then she friended me on Facebook.
I gotcha.
And she found out one of the shows I was doing. And when I drove up, there she was.
Wow.
Wow,
that's cool.
So.
Wow. How long ago was that?
2017.
2017. Okay, so you just met her and you just kind of, within the last few years.
Yeah.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. So, awesome. So you just recently moved to Sacramento then?
Yeah, 2017.
Wow. So how do you like it up here?
Yeah, it's cool. I don't have any misgivings about Sac.
Yeah.
Elk Grove, all the little areas. I live in Carmichael.
Yeah, I heard that song you made about it.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's cool. I was doing a show in a little club, doing a solo thing, and this guy walked up to me and said, "Man, you got to do something about Carmichael girls." And, it was in the back of my mind, and one day I'm in the studio with the bass player,
Yeah.
and he just said, "Man, I got this bad beat, man." And he started playing, and I said, "Well, I got these lyrics, man."
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. I thought it was super funny. It's just kind of clever. It's just a fun song.
Yeah, it was nice. It's just local,
Yeah.
So
is your wife is from Carmichael?
no, she's from Foothill Farms.
Okay.
Out in North Highlands.
Okay. Well, that's not as catchy. Carmichael, the word is a little bit.
Yeah, and we're not married anymore.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
No, it didn't last long.
Well, sometimes that happens.
Kinda, I know.
Whatever.
Not too nice, but it made me write a blues song.
Okay. Well, sometimes you got to go through that to make good art.
Sometimes, that's right.
Sometimes. So I guess what kind of drew you to music then? So, you've had quite a long history of it. What pulls you to this industry?
Yeah, the guys back there, Glenn Brown and the performers, we met a lot of other entertainers, and so I just kind of one of the guys passed away.
Okay.
And he was the baritone in the group, so I started taking his place, and met a couple of guys like Bill Withers.
Wow.
Who said, "Man, you ought to come down to my studio and do some recording." So that's really what got me into it deep. But guys before that, there was a guy named Jimi Reed that was a blues singer.
Okay.
That lived a couple of houses from me.
Okay.
And then there was a guy named Jimmy B.
Yeah.
That was a blues singer.
Man, you've been around, my friend. So
having a lot of fun.
So you got to record with Bill Withers.
Actually, I did a show with him, and I did record 3 songs in his studio.
Okay.
Not with him, but he was there, and
So you got to kind of
but I had a band by then. I had a
okay.
band called Cordial,
Okay.
and and he was like, Bill was like, you guys don't have to pay me anything. Just come on in here. And Bill was the kind of guy that liked to promote
I got you.
younger acts.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So he had his own studio in San Francisco, and he would kind of.
No, his studio was in San Jose. It was called
I see.
Tiki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So did you get to hang out with him a little bit, or he just kind of?
Yeah.
How's he?
We
What's
used to
he
go
like?
to football games and stuff like that.
What's he like in person?
Real nice guy. Big guy.
Really?
Yeah, big guy. Big cowboy hat
Wow.
that he loved to wear. He was a big guy, but he was a nice guy.
Good.
Yeah.
Football. He's a football fan. He's a country guy. Is he kind of a country?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a country guy,
Very cool.
Talk with a drawl.
Interesting.
And actually he was doing real estate before he passed.
Oh, no way.
He was in San Jose, he was selling real estate.
Wow.
Upscale stuff,
Yeah.
But a nice guy,
Wow.
He's got a couple of kids
Okay.
that's around. One plays trumpet and the other girl, she sings,
Yeah.
Dana, she sings
Very cool.
here and there.
Okay. So what are you planning on staying in Sacramento now that you're here? Or are you gonna what's your plans that way?
Yeah, I like I say, I like it here. I've met a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
I used to go to a lot of jam sessions.
Okay.
Especially when I first moved here because I had to leave the band I was with, Finesse in San Francisco.
Right.
And so I had to meet a lot of musicians, and so I was going to jam sessions,
Yeah.
getting numbers and stuff,
So how does this scene compare to San Francisco?
It's all kind of relative now because San Francisco used to be hot.
Right.
Used to be very hot, but the disco era came out and they started doing DJs and the bands lost a lot of business.
Right.
So it's like that up here too. It's like a lot of DJs up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we managed to get our shows.
Very cool.
So
what's your group right now?
Oh, it's called the West Coast Groove Band.
West Coast Groove Band. Who's in that?
Yeah, Neil Williford
Okay.
plays keys and sax. Butch Coles plays guitar.
Okay.
Our bass player is Herthel McDaniels.
Okay.
And Eric E. Double on the drums. Bad dudes. They all bad dudes, yeah. And I got two girls that sing, Kathy Rashay Mills and Sharonda Gray. She has her own career, so she sings with me when she feels like it.
Okay, so you're saying the rest of them are all full-time musicians, and she's got a professional
They're
career,
full
is that
time. They work too. Neil is retired. Neil doesn't work. Herthel works and E Double works and Butch works. He's but they actually they've been around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm fortunate.
So who brought the band together? Was that you?
Me.
Or, just going around finding people and making calls.
What do he sound like? And and I'm gathering, and then I meet them, and if I like them, I'll call them up, and we establish a relationship, and we rehearse. You've heard of Rehearse America, don't you? Haven't you?
I haven't. No.
It's a big place where the bands rehearse out here on 88th and Watt.
Oh, you know what? I think I have heard about that. I never knew the name of it. I just people talk about it a little bit.
I have to take you out there sometime.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of musicians out there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess where's your favorite venue so far in Sacramento that you've been playing at?
My favorite place. There's been a few places, but JB's Lounge.
Okay.
Because he supports live music.
Okay.
The Liaison Lounge used to support live music, but they kind of cut back on it.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, there's some places up here, you know, in Sacramento,
Yeah.
the Torch Club.
Yeah, the Torch Club. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Ironsides. Do you guys go outside of
Ace of
Sacramento? Yeah,
Spades.
yeah, Ace of Spades.
Yeah, we go. We do the Dewdrop Inn. That's up in Grass Valley.
Right.
On the 3rd of July, we'll be at Tower Park Resort, which is out in Lodi.
Nice.
Actually,
Yeah.
we do wineries.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. How often do you usually do a gig?
Well, before the COVID hit, man, you know, every weekend we
Okay.
were busy.
Gotcha.
But when the COVID hit, we didn't do anything for 2 years.
Wow.
And still, we're kind of making a comeback where we, like I said, we could do shows every weekend, but the clubs are not paying.
Yeah.
They're not paying. They took that stimulus money and they using it on different things,
Trying to keep themselves afloat.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. You know the extent of it.
Yeah.
It's seriously where I call the places and I say, well, here we are. This is what we do, and you know us and everything. And what's your budget? And they say, well, 500, 400, 300.
Wow.
Man,
So that's just recently since COVID.
since the COVID, it's kind of tough. So I've been putting a lot of my money into recording original
Okay.
music, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting online. Yeah, that's a good move. Trying to get as much digital stuff ready
Yeah.
because I mean, who knows how long that that live performing is going to be kind of slowed down for. Although, I mean, there's some pages on Facebook for Sacramento music, and it seems like just recently there's just post after post, people are finally starting to get moving again on music. I mean, I'm obviously I'm not hearing, they're not talking about what they're getting paid and whatnot, but at least there's movement, you know, people are starting to try to get out there a little bit more. So
Yeah. They got some, like I said, there's some good entertainers up here.
Yeah.
There's some real good entertainers, and there's some good promoters.
Yeah.
But again, that dichotomy exists where if you got a 3-piece, 4-piece band, and guys are willing to play for $50 a piece,
Yeah.
the clubs are going to pay them that. And
Right.
that's what's happening. And so they say, well, Raymond, we can get, I'm not going to name any name, but we can get this guy for $250.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can get this guy for $300.
Yeah.
Why should we pay you guys $8,000?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean,
You
it's
know.
it's tough. I mean, I work. I mean, I own a business. I mean, I don't own a business, but I'm part of a business, and it's a family-run thing. And it's interesting that dichotomy of, you know, kind of the penny pitching negotiation, but you know, it's interesting that people don't understand you get what you pay for. You know.
Man, oh man. And do you
Yeah.
know, there are some places that understand that you got to pay somebody good to get people to come in.
Yeah.
But now what's been like that a while, more of the places are asking the bands, how many people can you bring?
Wow.
You know, and
That's the main thing is how many that you
right.
bring.
But
Yeah.
anybody that says, well, I can bring you 100 people, mostly not telling the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
wonder how
because you can't guarantee. How you gonna guarantee
Yeah.
unless you don't know about the Whispers, Howard Hewitt? There's some people around that can command thousands.
There's got to be a system of accountability on that somehow.
Right. But you have to do there's a band out called Bob Jones and the Chosen Few.
Okay.
they found a home at JB's Lounge,
Yeah.
which every Sunday
That's
they're there,
That's a
but
good
they
gig.
had to build up,
Right.
So Jerome, he's like keeping them
Yeah.
there, right?
Gotta find what works for you.
Yeah, because they're able to, they don't have to tell him I can bring you this many people. People know they're there now. And
Yes.
they're good. Bob is,
They're probably good on social media. Do they do social media
no,
stuff, or
it's
is it
not
just
even like that.
it's all just word of mouth? Wow.
It's like that.
Powerful.
People are calling people going, hey, you going to be at JB Lounge on Sunday?
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got this new band in Sacramento. How many songs so far have you you've written as a band?
We do 8 songs a set.
Okay.
And we are able to do 4 sets. We're able to do 4 hours,
Wow. Is it all original stuff, or is it just kind of jamming?
No,
or
people want covers.
Yeah, covers.
They want covers. It's like Raymond Coats song. What your song sound like, man? We want people to dance, man. They gonna do Temptations, man. They want Motown.
Yeah,
So we do covers. We do a lot of instrumentals.
Yeah, I mean that's important. I mean it's part of the gig,
Yeah.
Gotta be able to pull out whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said you have a handful of songs you've written recently. I've got the Carmichael Girls. What was the other one you sent me? Was I had it written down here. Tell me what it is.
That's a slow drag. Southern is pretty big in the South.
Just recently.
Just recently. I've done so many songs recently, I can't even name them. You Making Me Dance.
Yeah.
Original. So many. You Got That Groove, Girl. You Got What I Need. We just down the line,
Where do you pull from? What's your goal when you're writing a song?
My goal?
Yeah.
Oh, my goal is to be able to tell people a story
I gotcha.
that they can relate to, and hopefully resonate with people. I'm not really too interested in whether or not people like what I do. I want them to,
Yeah.
but that's not why I create what I create. That's not why I write lyrics.
Right.
I write like I'm talking to this girl in Walmart
Yeah.
where I work,
Right.
and she works there.
Yeah.
And every day I come in, she waves just because she's a friendly person.
Yeah.
There's nothing emotional involved in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it gets me started.
Yeah.
So here we go. All I need is a wave of your hand.
Okay.
All I need is a wave of your hand.
Yeah.
And so then I write a song about this girl from India,
Okay.
because this is a new generation now. The people from India not like what we saw in the movies or closed up and all that. The people are different. They're trying to learn what's going on here. So I draw from a lot of things, from what people say. I don't generally draw from my own experiences, even though with this blues song I'm coming out with, it was drawn mostly from my own experience.
Okay.
Carmichael Girls was not drawn from my own experience, but it was drawn from somebody saying,
Right.
you ought to do this. And okay, so most of the stuff happened to me. People say stuff, and they don't know they're saying
something that's getting you going a little bit.
Man, and you
That's
know.
fun. So you usually start with the melody, or you start with the bass line?
No, melody mostly.
First.
Melody.
Okay.
I'll hear melody in my head.
Yeah.
And and I'll do stuff like this. I'm not going to never send anything like this, but this is what I do. Okay, I have I have a program. It's not a program. It's like a. All my life it was magic with you.
Okay, I see.
Since you've been gone, I don't know what to do.
So you get these urges and you kind of record it on your phone.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I don't get them all the time.
Yeah.
But if I get it, I'm doing it. And then when I finish the melody, I'll send it to the bass player. Gotcha. And Tony, he's really good. He's a jazz artist. So I'll send it to him and he'll go.
Yeah.
And he'll say, send it back to me and he'll say, what you think of this? And if I like it, I'll work with it. If I don't, I'll send it back to him.
Yeah. Very cool. I love that collaboration. That's a beautiful thing, man.
And it's good now because of Pro Tools, because of Logic, because of Cakewalk.
Oh, yeah.
They got all these DAWs. They got digital workstations.
Yeah.
Man.
So you guys don't even get together mostly to write a song. It's just you send it over, you passing the ball,
Right.
and then a song comes out somehow.
Right. And either he'll say, man, I got a guitar player that'll sound really good on this kind of song.
Okay.
Or I'll call Butch and I'll say, hey, man, would you mind sending me a couple of tracks?
Yeah.
And I'll send him my vocals and he'll make tracks to him.
How often you guys are rehearsing live ever?
We rehearse like twice a month.
Okay.
Not often enough.
That's a lot for most bands.
It is now because you really have to be ready. Somebody calls and you have to feel good.
Yeah.
My motto is passion outweighs perfection. That's my
true.
hashtag.
I agree with you. I think it's funny that, especially nowadays with digital recording, is people get really obsessive about making it super, super perfect. But they don't realize that the Beatles, who have the highest selling records, their songs are like tin can sounding compared to what we can do now,
Right.
And they're still outselling most everything else.
I got different kind of people in my band, different personalities, right?
Yeah.
And I have a female that plays keyboards, and Tina is tight.
Yeah, that's good.
But she's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
We're in rehearsal,
and
she's going, stop right there. And Butch is a perfectionist on the guitar.
Okay.
So he's the band leader. But these two will get to going. And I don't mind. I sit back and listen. But when we're on stage, after we do a set, I sit them all down. I said, man, did y'all hear what y'all was doing? Did you hear what you were doing? That's passion.
Yeah.
And they don't do what we like in rehearsal.
Yeah.
And the perfection is good for the recording.
Yeah.
Because when you get to where you're going to record, it's $45 an hour, whatever. You got to be right.
It takes both sides of it. I mean, I think
that's right.
Especially during rehearsal, it's fine, Get as perfect as you can, because when you're in that state of bliss playing the music live, if you haven't done the work before and you let loose, it could be sloppy. You know what I'm saying?
But passion outweighs all that.
I agree with you.
When you listen to Butch and Tina going back and forth, and then they draw Eric in on the drums, and Eric is like, and then he's like, yeah, man, that's right. And he'll get it. He'll get it. But when we get on stage, Hertel, man, on the bass, he takes them to another level.
Yeah.
And Tina's going, playing, she's there clapping that.
Yeah.
And I stop singing.
Yeah.
I stop singing.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, we got to let Tina have a solo right here, because I hear her. And we did a show once, and it wasn't a big spot. It was a little spot.
Yeah.
And the drummer was only able to bring his kick drum, his snare, and his hi-hat.
Yeah. How do you do with that? Went well?
Woo, man, I was like, break it down, yeah. and then after he finished his solo, I said, wait a minute, let's keep it way down. And I start talking to the crowd. You notice that the drummer only has his drum, bass drum, kick drum, and his hi-hat. And every time I do that, he would go bass drum, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I go hi-hat, and he go, and I go kick, and he'll do that, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say, but Herthel got all of his equipment, and he's aching for a solo.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll talk for a couple of seconds, and he'll know it's coming up. And Butch, man, Butch is that perfectionist.
Yeah.
But when it come time for a solo,
He's on it.
So
fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
and it really is fun.
Yeah.
When the owners of the clubs know you put in the work.
Yeah.
And they don't mind.
Right.
Supporting you.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got any recent? I mean, kind of up and coming live performances you're doing or on schedule?
We have July 3rd sold up.
Gotcha.
And that's the next one
Yeah.
that we have. We did the Black Expo at Sac State
Okay.
on the 24th of last month.
Okay.
So every now and then we get our little chips in.
Well, if you're down, you guys are welcome out here. We can do a live online performance. We got the setup here. We can have you guys play and just put it straight up on the Facebook or whatever.
Appreciate that,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be a fun thing.
Y'all hear that, fellas?
Yeah.
Y'all hear that, Eric? You hear that, Butch?
Come out. We'll have fun.
Yeah, Herthel, you hear that? Neil, I know you gonna be listening, buddy. Neil is my closest partner in the band. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I had a drummer before named Dave Peters that lives in Stockton,
Okay.
and he was the first one at every show.
Okay.
He'd be there, right? But now it's Neil. I don't care where we go. Neil is the first one there.
He's camping out the night before. Is that right?
I don't know if he does that, but he's the first one there, and he plays the sax and the piano, and he sings.
Very
so
cool.
Background.
So it does
when
some
we got to do
background.
Temptations,
Yeah.
Neil is back there. Go, woo, break it up. So I'll take you up on that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We're gonna I've got a live band coming out this Saturday. It's actually gonna be the first time doing it in this location, so we'll kind of be tuning.
What's their name?
They're the Roosters.
The Roosters.
Rooster Rock and Roll is basically.
Yeah, I think I've heard of the Roosters.
Yeah, so they seem really cool, and we're excited to have them out here this Saturday, and we're gonna kind of play around with recording live, see how it goes.
There you go.
So
that's the best,
look
man.
out for that. Yeah,
that's the best.
Yeah.
No, you got everything mic'd up and everything. That's the best because everybody is aware.
Yeah.
They're aware, and it's like,
yeah,
man, oh man, I can do this. And then you can mix it and all that.
Yeah, we'll try to make it sound good. I got a couple friends that are really good at all that mixing and stuff, so they're going to be helping us out. Yeah.
Okay. So did you grow up right here, or?
Yeah, I've been in Sacramento most of my life. Yeah, I spent 2 years in Texas, but that was it.
Where at? What part?
Kind of all around, but East Texas.
That's where
Marshall.
That's where we're from, Marshall.
I've spent some time in Marshall.
That's where my mother and father. Well, actually, my mother's from Natchitoches, but her family, when she was 12, they moved to Marshall.
Yeah,
that's where my mother and father met.
I was surprised to see how. I mean, it's got a good music history.
It does. Ray Walker Jr. You don't know him.
I don't.
He was the bass singer for the Elvis Presley back group, the Jordanaires.
Yeah, I met a number of people that said they hung out with Elvis and he came to their table. Pretty cool. Ray
Walker Jr. was he's still alive. He's like up in he may be 90 now.
Yeah.
But he's real nice guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
He was.
So your family's from there. You went on a tour, right, with the choir there? Did you spend any more time there, or is it just kind of a passing through?
We passed through there, Houston, Dallas. We went to Japan.
Oh, no way.
You know, we've been all over the world with the Coats. The choir morphed into the Coats family singers because I have 8 brothers and 8 sisters.
Okay.
Same mother and father.
Oh, no way.
So as we start growing older, the Dewey, the Rogers, the Stovall's, we was all little kids singing. Well, they moved on.
Gotcha.
But the Coates family singers.
You guys all stuck together for a little
Yeah,
longer.
I should have sent you one of those songs.
Heck yeah.
We did a couple of CDs. We did a couple of songs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys is it on Spotify at all?
No, the Coates family singers are not on Spotify. We're on YouTube.
Okay.
That kind of thing, but we're not on Spotify. I'm the one in the Coates family singers. I'm basically one that went professional.
Gotcha.
I do have a brother that owns a company called STLR Entertainment, and he's like a talent buyer.
Okay, so kind of like a manager or like a
Not like a manager, but not a manager. He's the one that calls the manager and says, "I want this artist, and this is what we're gonna pay him."
kind of like a broker almost.
Right.
Okay.
But they call them talent buyers.
Okay.
You know.
That's an interesting career. I've never heard of that in music.
That's what's happening now. You know, if you're not with one of those kind of companies, talent buyers, you struggling.
Yeah.
$300 here or there.
Yeah.
You know, I do shows $300 by myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm bad.
That's
on
good.
Stage, no.
Yeah,
on stage.
You gotta know your worth, man.
I'm not bad, man. I'm just saying. I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I love people.
Right.
When I'm on stage, it's like we're in your living room now.
Right.
This is your room. When I'm on stage, that's my room.
That's cool.
And I love people. I love to talk. Hey,
Yeah.
it really was a trip because we were playing at this place called The Point.
Okay.
And it's out Rio Vista. It's basically the only joint in Rio Vista.
Okay.
And so we were doing, and it was quite a nice crowd, nice crowd. We were just doing this thing. And there was a table with about 12, 13 people at it. And every time we start playing, they all get up and dance.
Yeah.
Except for this one guy.
Okay.
And his wife would always try to pull him.
A little too tight.
And he wasn't having it, right? So I'm like getting to notice him after about 4 or 5 songs. What's going on? So I told the band, y'all bring it way down, way down. So I start talking to him.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, you like good jokes, don't you? And he wasn't having it. But he had on this big cowboy hat. And it's a cowboy hat. So I told this joke about the 2 men that went out hunting and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he kind of smiled a little bit, but he still wasn't having it. So I said, I'm going to tell him another joke. So I told him this joke about, it was a riddle.
Yeah.
And I said, why do cowboys roll their 10-gallon hats up on the sides? And he's like, I don't know. And I said, so they can get 3 in the pickup. And he was the only one that understood it. And he started cracking up. He danced the rest of the night. And then when they got ready to leave, he pulled out a $20 bill and he stretched it out so I could see it. Put it in the tip jar.
That's sweet. Hey,
so quick, but I love people, man.
That's the other side of this that can often get overlooked is you got to be able to open people up, and that's a tough job.
Sometimes, that's right. Sometimes, but people got so many problems, especially now.
Yeah,
there's so many issues going on with this and that or the other, and it's just people need to go out on a journey. They need to go and say, well, either I forget about my problems or while I'm listening to the music, I think of a way to work on them.
Right, yeah.
Or I think of a way to solve them. And there we go.
I agree. Yeah, and that's where music is super powerful. And even in these hard times, as much as businesses don't like to they don't value the music, like we're talking about, how they're kind of pinching, trying to keep their costs down. It's also important for this, like our community, to have that music being shared and allowing
Very
people
important.
to, go through these journeys. Just 3-minute song, 5-minute, 10-minute performance, an hour performance. Sometimes those journeys are all they need to kind of get themselves straight and perform for another month or whatever on whatever they're trying to work on.
I got all of my equipment in my car right now. I always carry it with me.
Okay. Good.
$3,000 worth of equipment.
Oh well, don't tell anybody what your car is.
No, but it's really deep because I can be driving through a town
Yeah.
and I'll see a square over there. I'll pick all my stuff out of the car, hook my phone up to my speakers,
Yeah.
and start singing.
Yeah.
I did that often, but now I'm working at Walmart, so
Yeah.
I don't get to do it as much. But I love that because people is, man, the best, man.
Yeah.
So, seriously.
Yeah. 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 You've met some cool people too in your life.
Yeah.
And it's cool that you how good you are with people and helping them feel good.
Yeah.
That's a good talent.
Yeah. It's a big thing. One of my nieces had a friend, and this girl was the object of abuse.
Okay.
And first, nobody really knew about it because her boyfriend was cunning.
Wow.
He'd take her mother to lunch,
I see.
bring flowers to her job,
Wow.
and all her friends liked him. But when they got home,
I see.
he would talk about her. He never put his hands on her
Yeah.
till one day he did. And so she decided to leave. Long story short, my niece gave her my number, and she called me and was telling me all of this trouble. And of course, I didn't think of writing a song at that time,
I see.
but because she talked, she felt better. So she called me up a couple of days and she said, Raymond, thank you for listening. And now I'm doing this, I'm doing that. She was going to kill herself. She changed her mind. So I'm like, you got that groove now, girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
So guess what? I wrote a song called You Got That Groove, Girl.
That's good. That's
You
good.
wet your pillow at night crying.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hey, that's powerful.
take them from another place.
Yeah. Very good. Now she has that song. It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
she
it
can
came
listen
out
to it.
pretty good too.
Good.
The
Good.
girls came into my apartment and sung their background parts, and
Very nice.
I have one of those in my apartment right there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the sound shields.
Yeah, man. So they came in and did the background,
Yeah.
and Tony mixed it, and Jeff mastered. Man, you gotta meet Jeff.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to meet
J.K.
anybody.
Northrup.
Have him out here. We'll have a. I like that. I'd like to have him on the show. Yeah.
You gotta meet him, man.
Anybody.
Jeff he masters. Woo, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're getting to the end of this. We're going.
I hate that.
It's almost been an hour.
I
Isn't
hate
that crazy?
getting to the end of this.
I know, right?
Let me stop.
We've got a few minutes left.
I'm just humbled. I'm really humbled, and I'm glad that you was patient
Yeah.
with me.
Hey, life happens. I get it. It's busy
Yeah.
out there. Yeah. So I guess before we get too close to the end, I want to make sure. Is there any handles or places where do people find your work, and how do they get in contact with you if they want to see you live?
Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. I have a Facebook page called The Nicest Singer You'll Ever Meet.
Okay. So that's where people go. Are you
That's
now?
where people go.
Is that where you're announcing your live performances?
Well,
and
I
all that?
announce it everywhere. Instagram,
Okay.
I'm Coats.Raymond.
Okay.
And the Coats is Coats, no E.
Okay.
On Twitter, I'm capital R Coats, the number 24.
Okay.
On Facebook, I'm capital R Coats 2448.
Okay.
I'm Coats everywhere.
We'll write it out for everybody. Make sure they get
Yeah,
your links
on
and all that.
TikTok, right?
Yeah.
I'm Raymond Coats #1.
Okay.
It's crazy.
We'll make sure we get that list on
Wait a
there.
minute. It's a trip, right? Because I'm at work. I work in the electronics department
Okay.
in Walmart, right?
Okay.
So it's the people. I love this department because we get to talk to people.
Yeah.
And when they come in the store, they spend longer in electronics than anywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this young guy and this girl came back and they wanted to buy a video game, one of those things, Switch or whatever it is. Anyway, so I take them back there and I'm singing.
Yeah.
So the guy starts dancing and the girl takes out the phone and and then he says, "Come on, get in here and dance." So he's teaching. I don't know how to dance when he teach. He said, "Push it out. Pull it back, take a step to the right." So he's teaching me this dance.
Yeah.
So the next day it's on TikTok.
Oh, no way.
So my boss comes to me and she says, Raymond, let's go to the front. We're doing TikTok. so they did a TikTok. It was crazy,
Yeah, that's cool. So it kind of blew up there a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
That's
so,
fun.
Instagram, all that stuff,
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely new. Yeah, it's good. It's a good tool, right?
Yeah. Well, all of those social, we got to use them all because
Yeah.
Facebook is no good for promoting shows, though.
Right.
It's no good because people read about 2 lines and then they'll go, I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I'm going.
I get you. Yeah, yeah.
But I was on a radio show called NPR,
Okay.
National Public Radio.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, and we did a show out in Ileton.
Okay.
And there was all these people. And the guys was going, "Yeah, we heard you on NPR." So there's other methods like what you're doing
Yeah.
is important.
Right.
It's important
Yeah.
in getting you known and getting
Yeah.
the other artists like you. If you do that live with the band, it's more important than Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook just social, just what it says.
So I guess, let's close this out. Do you have any advice for somebody like a young kid that's trying to get involved in music and the community? I mean, what advice would you give to them?
Learn the business first. Learn the music business. Used to be you could just start a band in your garage and pretty soon somebody will pass by and say, "Hey, you come play at my place." Well, now it's more, digital.
Right.
So the business is important.
Right.
I mean, you learn the skill, but the business is important because there are people that are doing the business that are not as well versed in playing the music. Like, for instance, me. Mm-hmm. I can't play any instrument. I can chord the piano.
Your voice is an important instrument, so.
Exactly. But the business is what I've learned in the last 15 years. Just,
right.
What sites to go on to get your music distributed, like DistroKid.
Okay.
DistroKid is one of the best.
Yeah.
It's cheap to put your music out there, but they deliver it to every store around the world.
Wow. Hard copies? Is that right? Or
no,
is that like
the hard
online?
copies, you got to go to CD Baby or disc makers.
You're talking about online stores.
But online, right.
Yeah,
and today that's more important because
Yeah.
you can make your own download cards if you want,
Right.
things of that nature. So, but nothing gonna beat being a good instrumentalist, a good whatever you do
Yeah.
to be the best you can be.
Right.
You know.
So learn your instrument, but also learn the ins and outs of the business. That's key. Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I think we're gonna close. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for allowing me.
It's been a pleasure.
Because I'm looking for some buzz.
Yeah. All right.
I'm looking for some buzz. Thank you very much, Christian.
Thank you.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen.
Carmichael Girls.
Right now, we are featuring the finest ladies in all the world. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen.
Carmichael Girls.
Rio Linda, Foothill Farms are wonderful, but just can't compare to
Carmichael Girls.
I've been to Paris, Dubai, Tokyo, London, and all around the world. None compare.
Carmichael Girls.
I want you to say it, and say it loud. Carmichael Girls have a crossover
Carmichael
style.
Girls.
Carmichael Girls are like they walk in casually. When you see them in the mall, they're dressed classily.
Carmichael Girls.
Carmichael Girls are something to behold. They're a symbol for ladies everywhere you go. They are the standard for which all girls want to reach. Original and making one think of something sweet and tasty.
Carmichael Girls.
Swinging, thrilling, showing all fancy style. Now that you're with this joint,
Carmichael
might just drive you wild. I want you to say it and not stare. The
Carmichael Girls.
have that crossover flair.
Carmichael
Are cut above the rest, being observed and passing every test. Where they dance, move and glide,
Carmichael Girls.
shake their hands and get in their ride. You know they're going places. Everyone likes to be seen.
Carmichael Girls.
Skating, biking, and in limousine. Carmichael Girls are something to behold. They're a symbol for lady everywhere you go. They are the standard for which all girls want to reach. Original and making one think of something sweet and tasty. Come on, say it.
Carmichael Girls.
Ah, say it loud. The girls of Carmichael
Carmichael Girls.
have that grooving style. Say it. Say it loud.
Carmichael Girls.
There's something to behold, yes they are. Ladies everywhere wanna be like them.
Carmichael Girls.
Yeah, Oak Park, downtown, Midtown, Land Park,
Carmichael Girls.
the Thomas, East Sac, Arden Arcade, North Sac,
Carmichael Girls.
South Sac, North Island, Citrus Heights, Del Paso Heights. They all wanna be
Carmichael Girls.
Carmichael Girl. That's right. Woo-wee. Check them out. Oh yeah.